Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am Bets Golden. I'm going to get my camera situated real quick right here as I wait to see if anyone's going to join me. I know this is kind of an odd time. My intention was to come on yesterday. However, I got carried away in creating my my samples, and I just had so much fun. So I created my samples. I did a whole bunch of examples for you as well. Came up with some sketches of these awesome Christmas cards, and so I wanted to share those with you. This video, is going to be extensive. I hope you walk away feeling inspired and ready to create. I did go ahead and purchase the October Hero Arts kit along with the sign. This is the little sign stamp and matching die, the coordinating die. So this and the die was separate, but I did use them a little bit on my cards, and I'm going to show you how I did that on one in particular, actually a couple. But if you don't have the Hero Arts October kit, it's totally fine. If you have any kind of scene building stamps, which are these type of stamps, you can totally use all the information I'm giving you to create cards with this. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, that's fine. You can totally adapt this to any holiday, but this is just a ton of ideas and ton of tips for you to take away today and utilize in your craft room and your card making. So this is the stamp set that came with the October Hero Art stamp kit, as well as a whole bunch of coordinating dies, which I'm not going to show you because it's just the dies. And then it also came with some really pretty prism glue, and it came with these snowflake, they look like fillers. I ended up using them not for shaker bits, but for something else. I just used them as little embellishments. But these little guys are so awesome. I love them. They're absolutely beautiful. Someone gave a suggestion when I was doing the unboxing to use alcohol ink on them, and I think that would be fantastic, alcohol ink on these. So that's another idea that you can use with little teeny tiny bits like this, but they're so cute. And then it also came with 7 or 8 card bases, one of which was a really cool mirrored cardstock. It was really neat. And so I went ahead and I used the kit, obviously, because I bought it and I needed to make the samples out of it. But I also pulled in the close to my heart Jolly Good Time line from the Holly Jolly line. And these are the bits and pieces of it that I had left from my workshop, card making workshop, in which I created these little cards with elves. I can show you those at the end as well. I just thought that the colors on this pattern paper were absolutely perfect for this vintagey type feel of the kit. So that's what I am using today. So let's go ahead and get started on the first card that I want to make with you. And then I'm going to show you some other samples of that same sketch that you can do, which will be really quite nice. And the first card I am going to do, this is the card base that is from the kit. And then these are just the little bits and pieces that I have already cut out. And what I did was I went ahead and this is that awesome mirror cardstock that was in the kit. I went ahead and stamped out my images 3 times of what was in the kit. I stamped 3 of each, and then I colored them in with Copic marker. I did it on 8.5 by 11. I think it took 2.5 sheets. And then from there, I just colored it in, and then I went through with the dies, coordinating dies, and cut them out. And it's kind of scary to go ahead and start to, stamp out your images and cut like that when I didn't have any plan or reason. But I have to tell you that the only stamps you're not going to see today, the only ones that I did that for were the couches. And I'm kind of disappointed. I'm going to find a use for the little cute couches that were in the kit, and I can show those to you. I really, really like the little couches, but I just didn't have a place for them when I was doing this. Those are the couches. Isn't that so cute? So, but I will be using them. I kept it. I have a total of 3. Like I said, I have 3 of every image. But each and everything that you're going to see today, I have used all of these images 3 times. Everything, even my signs. So this is just a really great way for you to utilize your scene building stamps and give you an idea on that, on how to, you know, use your, and I wonder if I want to do that side. How to use your scene building stamps. I know that for me, I find them to be a little bit challenging. I think I'm going to use this side to use. So this took me yesterday, you guys. I think I worked on this for a total of 10 hours. So it definitely took me a while, but I think it was really worth it. And I am going through and I am just inking the edges, and I will tell you in this video what the measurements of my pieces are, so you might want to write that down. I don't have them in the description box down below. I just didn't upload them, but it's really not that hard to figure out and write down. I will also do a blog post on this in which I can write down the measurements if you guys want them. Totally fine. But I'm just going to use kind of what's in the kit and what's in my stash, and I'm inking the edges with Distress Archival ink, but any black ink will do. Okay, so that is done. So let's start to assemble the card. First of all, my card base is a 5.5 by 8.5. And all you have to do for this, you guys, this is so simple, is you just take a regular piece of cardstock, a letter style cardstock, which is 8.5 by 11, and you slice it down the middle, and then you fold it down here, and then you have the perfect A2 card size. So you don't have to waste anything. Isn't that awesome? I totally love that you can do that. All right, so for this one, this piece right here is a 5.5 by 1.5. That's this measurement. 5.5 by 1.5. This is 5.5 by 3/4, and this is 5.5 by 1/2. And then I made this little dove type tag, and all you do for this, you guys, I don't have a die for this, I cut it. All you do is you pinch the end of it and you line up your edges. You just pinch the end of it. Then you take and you snip your scissors. You just go straight on that crease that you made, snip your scissors, and then you just cut up, and you're good to go. So it goes something like this. Pretend that this side is, so I would pinch that. Those are even. I would snip up about that far, open it up, and then I would have the snip, and then I would go ahead and just snip that off and create that tip. So that's how you want to do this. So for this one, the first thing I want to do is I want to start to get my sign matted. So I am going to, I ran this with the sign die as well as stamping the sign die here. And I thought it would be really pretty and just super fun to have along like a nice little mirrored border on this. So I am using art glitter glue just because I find it to be forgiving and it dries clear, which I love. So I'm just offsetting it a little bit, and I'm gonna let this just set up. All right, so there we go. So my little sign is all done, and then I need to go ahead and start to stamp my sentiment on the front. So what I do for this little tail, this tag, is I'm going to do from our families to yours, and as I am stamping images, I actually keep them on the clear block through the whole process. That way I don't have to clean them, take them off, and then re-put them on. Plus I don't lose the stamp as often. So I utilize both sides of my clear block. I make sure that I can see through both sides nicely. So I'll put one stamp up on one side and one stamp lower on the other. And for this one, I'm just going to stamp this in a black, and I'm going to use just the Simon Says stamp pad from my stash. It's just the Simon Says. Any stamp will do. Doesn't even matter. And I'm going to just place this right here, like so. Okay. Now, it is important that I do clean off this stamp, even though I might be using it again because I don't want to cross-contaminate or mix my colors. So I'm just going to take and squeegee that off. And then we can start to assemble the card. So for this, I'm going to use my Make ArtStation by Wendy. This is out of Ranger. I don't have the link provided, but I will provide the Ranger link for you down below. And they are affiliated, you guys, so it does fund my channel, but it's at no additional cost to you. Okay, so for this particular one, I forgot to stamp my sentiment on the inside, duh, and my stamp on the back, which is always, 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 you guys, always make sure that you put your watermark or made by, just so people know who the artist is, because a lot of times they want to thank you, or they're like, man, I want to get more of her cards. So you always want to make sure that you have your stamp on the back. Okay, and then for ours, since my sentiment on the inside is from Our Family to Yours, I'm going to do sending you a little Merry Christmas. And again, I'm just going to use this black because this is such a bright pink. So we are going with a funky, really fun, festive, whimsical, colorful card for this one. And I just love this set. It's so fun. All right, so we're gonna take this now, and I always like to assemble my cards. Oh, and look what I did. I always do that. Whenever I do a live, you guys, I always put the sentiment on the wrong side. It never fails. It was supposed to go on this, so that's okay. I will take a white piece of paper, and I will just cover that up. This is the fun of doing this live, is you get to see all the mistakes and how we deal with them. So I'm just going to put a piece of paper there once I have the card made, because that was totally my screw up every single time. And then I didn't get it all the way there. So, the joys. I may go ahead and just do an inlay on this as it is, but we will see. Important thing is the front. All right, so right here, we are going to go ahead. I'm going to use my Make ArtStation. I'm just going to line this up, and I want to make sure that I have it lined up. I love these little stamps, these little magnets. And then for this one, I want to line the top up an inch from that crease. So I need to bring my crease down to line up right on the edge like that. And that is where I want to line that up. So I'm going to use this ruler, and I'm going to just start to butt everything up to that. So I'm going to take this first piece of pattern paper that I'm using, and I'm not using the present side because it's super busy and it may take away from my cute little car that is the main focus on this. And I'm going to just line this up like so. And then I'm going to do the 1/2 inch one. So that was the 1.5 inch one. This is the 1/2 inch one. And then I'm going to take my 3/4 of an inch one, put that down here. And I'm going to take that little tail that I had made, and I'm just going to place that off to the side about there in the middle of the two. And if you do use the art glitter glue, it is a pricier glue. However, the little extension tab that makes it fine tip is a total total savior. This glue lasts me forever, and as a professional designer, I go through a lot of glue. I got this back in July, and I'm about down to here. So I use it all the time. It's wonderful. Okay, so from here I can go ahead and just remove this, and I do want to keep it relatively flat, so I'm going to place that down here, and I'm going to put my sign on, and I want to put my sign on first, and I'm actually having a hard time seeing that line, so I am going to put this ruler back up here just so I know where I need to stop. And for this one, I'm going to place the sign off on the side a little bit, as close to the edge and top as I can get. That is my goal. And then I'm going to take my cute little car, and I'm just going to put my car on some pop dots off to the edge over here. I like to use scrapbook adhesive 3L pop dots. I will provide a link down for you down below on that as well, because I do have a link to their store, and I don't have it down there yet, but I will as soon as I publish this video and it goes from live to just being on my feed. I like these. These are thin, which means that they can go through the mail, but they still give you that added dimension. I love them. It's like my favorite. So I'm just putting those on some pop dots for some texture and for some depth. And then I'm going to stuff the back of the trunk with these little teeny tiny presents. And I'm just going to use my adhesive on that, and you know, it's okay if they're coming out of the back, kind of crazy, whatnot, but we have a little car full of our Christmas presents, which is awesome. Who doesn't like a car full of Christmas presents, right? So I'm going to show you 2 other ways that you can do. Another reason I like to work with glue on this, you guys, is so I can maneuver just like that. I know you're like, you just covered up that one present, but that's totally okay. Sometimes that happens. Okay. And then I'm going to take and add a couple of my little snowflakes. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. And these are the little snowflakes. You could do dewdrops, you could do gems, you could do anything you wanted. But I just really think that these are just darling, and that's what I'm going to put down there. And then the card is done. Let me show you 2 different ways that you can make this card. This is, again, the really colorful, whimsical card base that we did right now. So this is the first way, obviously, because we just did it. Cute that is. And then here is the more traditional colors used. Same type principle. I just used the traditional colors on this. And then for the next card, I actually went with I kept thinking of my dad's 1956 baby blue Chevy, and so I created this one. I love that Chevy. I still wish I could get a Chevy like that. And I just used a different sign up here, and I put the Christmas tree on top. So that is 3 different, very different ways that you can use that one sketch that I created. All right, so let's move on to the second card. And I will put this one up over here, off screen a little bit. And so the second card that we're going to create is, this one is the Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree card. Now, when I first saw the sentiment that said Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree and this gorgeous mirror paper and this little boombox, I immediately knew that, oh, hi, Catherine. I know the vintage cards are so cute. It's the Hero Arts kit, by the way, for October is what I'm using. I saw it and I had to have it. I knew that I had to create like a record theme, so I wanted to give nod to a record. So I created a circle with my circle maker, and I just placed some cardstock on top of it, and I've already have that sealed up. And so let's go ahead and put together this card. My circle, you can do 2.5 to 3 inch base circles. That's totally fine. And again, I will have 2 other samples for you to show you kind of how I did this. This is a super simple one, really. The stamps that I used were the little boom box and then the little cute retro tree. Hello, hi Sue. So those are the stamps that I'm using on this. And again, I already created my circle. And then my card base, once again, is the A2. My measurements on these is, I believe, let's see here. This one is a 3.75 by 5. That's my base. And then this one is a 3.5 by 4.75. And again, I'm going to ink the edges just because I like how that kind of just grounds everything, you know. And even though it is archival ink and it's permanent, I do like to get my inking done first, just so it gives it some time to set up and not smear everywhere. All right, and then this is going to be what I'm putting my sentiment on, and it is 3.5 by 3/4 of an inch. I can talk. Okay, so now as that dries, let me go ahead and just stamp my sentiment on the inside. And this time I'm going to do this card long way. All right, so let me grab my foam base here, and you can use any kind of foam base that you have. The kids foam that you can find in the kids craft section is awesome. So definitely check that out. It's like $1. Sometimes you can do 4 for $1. You just want to have some cushioning underneath of your stamp if it's a cling foam. All right, and then for the inside, I'm going to use that black again. I think I like the Simon Says Intense Black. I really like what that is. And we're going to do Sending You Christmas Cheer. So I want to make sure, because last time I screwed up. Have yourself a merry little Christmas, excuse me. All right, so that's done. And then let me go ahead and stamp on the front of this image, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree sentiment. All right, and I'm going to do this one in black as well. Do want to just take and rub that off with my squeegee because I'll forget. So for this, I mean, I do think I want it in black. All right. I love this sentiment. I think it's so cute. All right, so Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, and then let's just go ahead and assemble our card. This one comes together relatively quickly. I like these scene builders because you can create really cute cards really fast, and they're with very little supplies. They're really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and just, again, I'm going to put my magnets down, and I'm working on this side. So this one I don't really need my ruler for. I'm just going to eyeball it. And so we're first going to do our mat, and I did leave a nice little border on it. And this one, all right, and then for this, I want to place my circle and then my sentiment off on the bottom. Now I probably should use my ruler on that, but I think I can pretty much eyeball it. If you really want to be particular, you can go ahead and use your ruler from the Make Art Station on this, but I think I'm okay. All right, and then this, and now we're gonna add on our little Christmas tree and our little jukebox, and I'm going to do something kind of special to the Christmas tree. I'm going to use some glitter on it. And it's so funny, yesterday I was trying to like reinvent the wheel. I was using like a adhesive pin to try to apply glitter, and I'm like, wait a minute, I got glitter glue. Glitter glue is totally going to work. So I want to put that off to the side just a little bit. But you know, we're rocking around the Christmas tree, so I really feel like it's crucial that there is a Christmas tree on this. And then I'm going to use these little thin pop dots again, and what's nice about this too is, you guys, if you need to layer them, you totally can, because they're thin enough where they don't add just too much bulk. And then I'm just going to place this right off over here. And now I am going to take my glitter. So let me move this off, and I'm just going to add a little bit of sparkle on these decorations. And what I like about the glitter glue is it does hold glitter, but it also dries clear. So you're going to be able to see that color shine through after we put the glitter on and it dries. And I'm going to show you 2 examples in which you'll be able to see that. Thank you, Sue. I'm glad you like it. If you have you can DM me your address on Instagram or Facebook, and I'll mail you a Christmas card if you want, because goodness knows I have a lot and I love to share. Get you some happy mail. All right, then I'm just going to tap it off. And then from here, I'm going to just pop on 3 of those little snowflakes again. And again, you know, I think these are really for shakers, but I think that they're so cute. I just can't get over it. And again, you guys, this is the October Hero Arts Kit. And I really didn't need another kit, but I fell in love with this and I had to buy it. Okay, so here is the second card. And let me show you 2 other examples utilizing this same sketch. But this one is just, I was so inspired by just a record in general, you know, so that's why I got that shape. This is the other one I did, and I did a little different. This is more of a colorful one, and I just kind of offset that little record player, and I made it in some funky colors. And then of course I do have more of the traditional colors right here. So that is just, and I flipped it, so I did it this way. So that's just another way that you can create with this kit. So let me show you the next sketch. I have 2 more to show you on what to do. And again, I utilized all the stamps in the kit with the exception of the couch. So, all right, so this one is a fun one. This is going to be a tag, and what I have here is I'm going to be using the little dining room table, the retro little dining room table, as well as our cookies for Santa. And that's so cute. Cookies for Santa. I have a fun little clock, and then I have these, which I'm going to back again. I really like these with the silver mirrored backing. I think that they're just so cute. So I'm just going to take this and just glue it like so. All right. And you know, you can maneuver that however you want. I like to put the glue in the center so it doesn't like smear everywhere. But I'm looking for my sample off screen so that I can put these together properly. Okay, perfect. Because I forgot. All right, so for this set, I'm not going to ink the edges this time, just for the sake of time, because I know we've been going. Thank you. I know, they're so cute, right, Catherine? Now you can understand why I had to have this. I had no intentions of making any more Christmas cards. And then my mom said, she's a preschool teacher, and I said, hey, I was looking for reasons. How many preschoolers do you have? And she told me, and I said, how many does the whole school? She told me. I go, okay, well, I'll make one for every family. So this is what these are going to go for, is for all the little preschoolers. Okay, so for the inside of this one, so these are going to the families. This is going to be From Our Families to Yours, Merry Christmas. So I'm going to use the blue on this, and it's the Catherine Pooler ink. And again, so I'm going to just put this up here, and then I'm going to do make sure I just clean that off. And the one good thing about Catherine Pooler ink is it does clean off. Like, you just have to wipe it once and you're good to go. And then I think I am going to do Merry Christmas in red. Whoop, wrong one. There we go. Okay. So there we go. All right. So that's that. And then we'll start to just assemble this little card. And I did a couple different special treatments on this. You're going to notice as I work through it. So I'm going to flip this over. And again, this one is just going to be a long way. And I don't need to use my ruler for this one. It's going to be super easy. So let me pull that up there. If you don't have a tag die, or I don't know what that's called, a banner die, don't fret. All you have to do is just do that technique that I showed you in the beginning, in which you just pinch the bottom and you just clip. And once I go off live and I publish the video, you can go back and see what I'm talking about. But it's very simple, easy to make. All right, I'm going to just butt this up with the crease like so. And then for this one, I'm going to put this down kind of in the middle like that, because I want to put my little happy holidays off to the side on pop dots. So I'm going to back it with this one. And then we're going to just put this banner on over it. And the reason why I'm using a cardstock banner is because I really want my eye to have a place to settle and land. So from here, I'm going to put that on pop dots. But before I do, I want to put my cookies on the table for Santa. Like so. Just want to make sure it's okay if the milk kind of comes off the top, as long as the base of the milk's on, because we don't want Santa to, you know, drop his cookies or spill his milk. And then for this, I'm just going to, again, use a pop dot, and you only need one. I mean, these hold up really nice, so you don't have to worry about a ton of them. And I'm just going to put that off to the side there, and then put this in the center of this. And then I'm going to take this little one right here, and I'm going to just place it in the bottom corner. And then I'm going to do something with some liquid glass on this, just to make, oop, nope, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to put it on a pop dot. That's okay. Nobody will even know that there's glue back there. Not gonna hurt anything. Okay. So from here, I want to go ahead and add some of those snowflakes again, because I love them. They're so cute. And again, alcohol inking them is a great idea. I love that suggestion that somebody made. And then from here, I'm just going to take my liquid glass, and I'm going to add a little bit of dimension to my little clock. So I'm just going to pop a little bit in the middle. It doesn't take much. This will dry clear and glossy. This is also really nice to use, like if you're making a cocktail drink or anything with liquid in it. Really fun. Oh, and glasses or sunglasses. This is a lot of fun. So it only is just a little teeny dab. This is liquid glass. I get mine through close to my heart, but you can always use glossy accents. It's the same thing. So this card is done. Let me show you the other two samples that I have of this particular card. This is the other one, and this is like in the traditional type colors. And again, I used this Merry Christmas one. I did add some glitter on that. Same basic principle. And then this one is kind of a funky, fun one with a different type of pattern paper on it. So that is how you can do that. And now we have our last card, and then I have a couple samples I want to show you of what else I did with the kit. This one was actually the first one that I created, and I was so happy with it. You guys have no idea how much I struggle with seeing cards. So the fact that I was able to um, create any kind of card base on this is like awesome, because I am not very good at the scenes. And so I think I finally figured it out. And there's a couple variations on this one that I want to show you. This one I think is probably my favorite. But the first thing I want to do is I want to stamp the back with my watermark. I don't know if that's what it's called. Watermark made by, whatever. And then on the inside, I'm going to do Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And I think I'm going to do this one in red. Like so. And then the front of this also is going to get a sentiment after I start to layer things on. So for this, I created the chimney, which I love. But what I did for this is I just took some alcohol ink, 3 different colors of alcohol ink, and I colored each stone one of 2 colors, and then I went over the whole thing with a clay Copic marker color. And I really like how this one ended up. So for this one, you are going to want to measure it out. That's kind of important. And I'm not going to ink the edges for the sake of time, but my other card samples that I will show you will have inked edges. So for this one, I want to just line up my crease there, and I'm going to put these here because my first layer has to be about a 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to lay this out, and I'm going to place this here, and it needs to be down about 1 inch. So what I want to do is let me put the 2 inches there so I know. And I am being, some of you guys can eyeball this stuff really good. I don't have that ability. I have a horrible line of sight. This one's fun because you get to build, like you literally get to build a scene. It is so cool. Okay, and I'm just gonna butt that up like so. And then up here on the top, I want to do From Our House to Yours. And I'm gonna do that in black just because this does need some grounding to it. So let me go ahead, and that looks actually crooked to me. So I'm gonna, I don't know how that got crooked, but. All right, so From Our Family to Yours. Up here. There we go. Now, you know, using a stamp platform on this would not be a bad idea, really. Hindsight 2020, I probably should, but for the sake of live videos and how long it would take me just to line up on a stamp platform, I opted not to. And then let me just reseal that down. All right, so from here, on the bottom right here, I want to do this one. And then, and I'm going to do this about an inch off the bottom, maybe more. It all is personal preference. I'll show you 2 other samples of this. One in which I actually use the little stockings, which is so cute. Okay, and then this little one, this little border. Like so. And also, if you notice that you're having a run over like I am, you can always take and clip that at the end. So that's not really that alarming to me. Now is the fun part. Now I'm going to use some pop dots, and I'm actually going to pop dot on my chimney, and I'm going to add Santa's little boots and a little wreath and the Christmas tree. So this is so cute. And since I do have several things going on this chimney, I do want to make sure that I get nice adhesion on all 4 sides of it. And I'm just going to place this off, kind of off right down. Got to make room for my Christmas tree, which is going to go up over here like so. And for this, I'm just going to use a little bit of glue. I'm not going to pop dot that one. I may pop dot my wreath though. You know, and you can kind of offset it just a little bit on here. Okay, and then for Santa's little shoes, it's little pink shoes. So maybe it's Mrs. Claus that's coming down the chimney on this one. So I'm just going to pop dot this off on the other side of the fire. Actually, those aren't Santa's shoes. Those can just be snowshoes from the owners. We'll just say that. And then the wreath, I am going to do 2 little pop dots and put it right above that fire. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and do some treatment on this. Some other special little treatments. Isn't that cute? How cute is that? I love this card. I think this is my favorite card. So from here, I want to add a little bit of glitter in some spots again. So I'm going to just dollop on my glitter glue in the areas that I want to have that glitter. And I'm going to do a combo of, well, you know what? No, yeah, I am. I'm going to do a combo of glitter and liquid glass on the little bulbs, I think. And I'll keep some plain too. All right, so let me take this and just pop this in here. And then add that glitter everywhere. Now, honestly, if I wasn't on camera right now, I would probably let this sit up and finish it in a minute just to really, you know, let that glitter soak on and really adhere. But for the sake of live TV, we're not going to do that. We're just going to move on. And if you ever get glitter in places that you don't want it, all you have to do, and you can wait until it dries, is you can just take a really soft brush and maneuver that off. Just brush it away. And then from here, I want to add some, of course, some snowflakes, because that's what I like to do. I like to work either in 3, 5, or 7. I don't usually like to add more than 7 of an embellishment because it just gets too busy at that point. However, it doesn't matter. Art's subjective. You can do whatever you want. If you want to load this up, load it up. I just like odd numbers too. And then I will show you 2 other samples of this, and then I have a couple other samples, and then we will call it a day. But I love, love, love this kit. I am so glad that I bought this kit. It's so cute. Okay. Oh, and then I want to take my liquid glass once again, and I'm just going to pop it in some spots on these little bulbs just to give it a little bit more interest. And this is what really makes cards, handmade cards, super special. Not only that they came from the heart and they're handmade, but also the little teeny tiny extra things like adding glossy accents and glitter and pop dots. I mean, you don't have to do much, and it just, that attention to detail matters so much, I think, and it is meant so much to people. Okay, so that is this one. And then the other one that I did was the stockings. Oh, the snowflakes. Yeah, you know what, Sue? Maybe they might offer these at the Hero Art site. You don't have to buy the whole kit if you don't want to. I wonder if you can just get them from the Hero Art site. because that's who they're from. So another great place that you might want to try is Queen & Co. And I can put the Queen & Co. link down below also as well and try to find them. Yeah, this is Hero Arts. Sometimes they'll offer up the pieces of the kit later. And this is an older kit. This was October. Not that old, but they may have started to break it down. So that's what I would do, is I would try to find it there. And the link's down below. And so look how cute that is with the little stockings. And I added the glitter on the little stockings. So it's totally ready for Santa. I just love it. And then here is the first one that I made with this in a traditional color. So there we go. And then let me show you just a couple other ideas on what you can do with this kit. I don't have a step out or tutorial on this, just because I was just playing. So these are the 4 sketches and card bases that I created. And then with my leftover pieces, I created a couple more. So this is the one that I did. I didn't use any of those presents, and I had one leftover wreath and then this little guy. So I went ahead and created that card from it. So that's really a fun way you can do it. I should have on this one, squares instead of the presents. And if I could do it again, I think I would do it where I popped out the squares. And then the next one is a Happy New Year one. I did 2 of these. And so that is what that one looks like. Those. And I just got a call. I hope it didn't screw everything up, although my screen's frozen. Darn it. Oh well, hopefully it didn't screw everything up. If it did, I will pop on real quick after and show off these samples. I'll just do another video. And then last but not least, I did this one, which is it's a special fold card. I can totally show you guys how to do this if you're interested. I used all the rest of the signs, and then also I used the little elf. So that one was so much fun to do, and I really liked how that turned out. All right, you guys, I certainly hope that you enjoyed this video. It was so much fun to do. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and I will chat with you guys later. I will also upload all of my affiliated links down below to Queen & Co, to Ranger, just so you can find some of these products elsewhere. Until next time, happy crafting!